Tyler Marsh has one of the most difficult jobs in the country. As the head coach of the Chicago Bravado, he has got to deal with the constant drama of Angel Reese.
So lads, the Angel Reese situation is not getting better. It is not getting better at all. And if you guys don't know, obviously, Angel Reese was suspended for a half a game in what might have been the biggest joke.
And it's not just Angel Reese that he has to deal with. This poor dude, he also has to deal with her dozens of aliases. Me Bound Barbie, Bayou Barbie.
In all of team sports, that Angel Reese got suspended for half a game. And like, it was at the stage where even other players were saying it's like, just suspend her for a game. At this stage, like, if you're gonna suspend her for the full game.
Angel Reese showed up ready to play, then never touched the court. Why? Because what happened in Las Vegas wasn't just about basketball. It was about optics, drama, and a message loud enough for the cameras to catch. 1 minute she's suspended for detrimental statements, the next she's wearing a back brace like it's part of a performance. Was this a real injury or a staged protest to send a message to the sky? Stick around, because the story only gets stranger, and the consequences may stretch way beyond this game. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Imagine this. A big name player runs through warm-ups, loosens up, shots are going down, teammates around her, everyone assuming she's about to check in later. Then the game starts and she's gone. That's exactly what happened with Angel Reese. She wasn't on the floor at tip-off, and it wasn't just some random rest night. She was suspended for the first half because of what the team called detrimental statements. So fans sat waiting, thinking, all right, she'll serve the time, then in the second half, we'll see her back to work.
That clip was Tyler Marsh before the game last night, where the Chicago Bravado continued their season-long tradition of getting their ass kicked. This time, the boot to the Bravado's Bruce Caboose, it belonged to the Las Vegas Anonymous Faces.
Don't suspend her for half a game. And clearly, not only was she just suspended for half of the game, but yeah, she didn't play. As expected, she didn't play. Like, her fans on Twitter were like, oh, Angel, just say your back hurts in the warm-up.
Tyler Marsh and the Bravado medical staff, they had a master plan to keep Angel Reese conditioned, to keep her warmed up. She was allowed to participate in pregame warm-ups, but the blaming Barbie.
Just say your back hurts in the warm-up. And all of a sudden, like, she's been back for however long from the back injury. Oh yeah, my back hurts. My back hurts, I'm not playing. Like, is there a reason to question this injury?
Only that moment never came. The strange part wasn't even that she sat for those opening 2 quarters. Players sit all the time for different reasons. What raised eyebrows was the way she was supposed to be available after halftime, but instead she stayed out. No sign of her moving toward the scorer's table, no substitution card, nothing. After 5 days off with plenty of rest, questions started flying. Was she hurt? Was this punishment extended longer than anyone admitted? Or was there something else going on between Reese and the sky? And here comes the twist that set social media on fire. Angel Reese walked back into the public eye wearing a back brace, not hidden under her warm-ups like athletes usually do when they're caring for a strain or soreness. No, this one wrapped tightly over her sweatshirt, impossible to miss, sitting there like it was part of her outfit. If you've ever seen players dealing with back problems, you know how they usually keep braces underneath layers, supporting the injury without flashing it around. The way Reese wore it looked less like treatment and more like theater. Every camera aimed at the bench made sure to capture it, and it was clear the brace wasn't for privacy. Fans online pointed out how the timing made it even harder to believe. After almost a week off from action, she suddenly had a back issue right when she was about to return from suspension. The word people used was staged. It was like someone claiming a sudden injury right after they'd been told to sit out at work. It just didn't line up logically. And with the brace on outside her clothes, the message seemed intentional.
She was suspended for the first half of the game last night for comments detrimental to the team. Now, that was the technical reason for the suspension, but the real reason?
Is it likely that Angel has some sort of back pain that she can play through? Yes. Is it likely that she chose not to play through that back pain? Yes. I would assume that
Angel Reese blamed her teammates and the organization for her second consecutive season of huge embarrassing failure. Before the game, it was abundantly clear that the Chicago Bravado They expected Angel Reese to play in the second half.
I'm not saying that she faked an injury, but she got ruled out mid-game. Like, she got ruled out at halftime. She got ruled out for a game at halftime because she got suspended for the first half.
Like she wanted everyone watching to know she was being held down, sidelined, maybe even making a statement about the team. Something that made this whole scene messier were the comments from assistant coach Tyler Marsh before tip-off. He told reporters how the focus was on keeping Reese ready to play, how the medical staff was there to keep her warm and loose so when the suspension ended, she could check in without issue. That spoke like someone who fully expected her to be on the floor as soon as the second half opened. Instead, she never moved past the bench. That gap between what the coach announced and what actually happened gave the whole night a soap opera vibe. The organization tried to brush it off with their official statement about valuing safety and respecting the process. They said this was about player health, about making sure nothing risked a serious injury. On paper, it sounds responsible, but up against the images of Reese strapping a brace front and center like body armor, the words felt empty. Fans and writers didn't buy it. Many saw it as a protest, even a middle finger to the franchise for the way they handled her criticism of the front office. In their eyes, the brace wasn't a precaution. It was a symbol of being silenced.
I'm sure it was unclear as to which Angel Reese would show up, but it was abundantly clear that the Bravado expected one of her dozens of aliases to be on the court in the second half of that game.
She had the opportunity to do the funniest thing, and she did it. She outsmarted these bombs, and I'm like, she's Minnesota Lynx with what? With what assets? Like, people don't realize that 2024 and 2025 rookies,
like the rest of America, I was not watching pretend basketball last night. Hell, I don't even know if this game was televised. Well, KC, the game was broadcast on NBA TV.
They're on a quarter of what a rookie contract is going to be in the next CBA. So, like, they're essentially free. They're essentially free on the cap sheet. Like, if you've got, let's just say, 3 to 4 rookies.
Or of refusing to toe the company line. So what did that leave the Chicago Sky with? A team that already had tension bubbling, now facing the image of their star player, creating a scene that looked like rebellion. It turned a night on the schedule into the kind of spectacle you barely see in basketball. And it forced everyone watching to ask whether Reese was still committed or if she was starting her own silent war within the roster. Now, if this whole back brace episode was less about her spine and more about sending a message, what impact did it actually have on her teammates during the game itself? The Sky completely fell apart without her. By the time there were 2 minutes left in the second quarter, they had only scored 25 points and were already buried by 25 on the scoreboard. It was one of their worst first halves in recent memory, and it all played out while Reese sat on the bench with that back brace on full display. So here's the real question. Was this her trying to show power, or was it the start of a bigger rift between her and the franchise? Comment below. Performance art or real injury, and what does it mean next?